Hello, dear friends. Welcome back. This is Domas, and I thought I'll record you a quick message for this morning. It's cold outside, winter, snow. Well, there was a little spirit that flew through, or maybe some dust. I don't know. Yeah, some heavy feelings this morning. I don't know how you're feeling, but I feel like the whole world is kind of weighing on the shoulders of every sensitive being in this planet. I think a lot of the artists, for example, have to carry the weight on their shoulders, some responsibility, because we as creatives tap into other kind of energies. It's more subtle, it's more like individual, it's more particular to that human being. And I think when we come to this earth, we are given certain traits, because even when I watched videos of me like very little, I could see I had already some sort of character, and that character was being formed in this world, but also I think that it's given by some other forces to us when we're just coming to this earth, because even a baby acts a certain way. Even a baby has certain, I don't know, maybe these things form in the womb while the baby's being carried. Maybe, I don't know why some people become like super like logical minded, and some people are meant to create things, otherwise they feel bad, they feel like they're losing their life. And last couple of days I've been working on some music and making some beats and writing some lyrics, and I started to feel this kind of underlying power, that I haven't felt for a while. And all I needed to do was to start that motion going. And it doesn't even matter if there's some sort of result in any time soon. It's just the whole process, the whole like arranging and rearranging and deleting and creating something new and adding something and twisting something. And, like, it's like making food, but you're making it with soundscapes, like you're making it with painting. And I think we all need this thing in our life, in order to feel a bit more alive. Some of us, maybe some of us don't. But I've been listening to some videos on artists and how, you don't become an artist. You either have always been one, or maybe you just looked at it as a hobby, so you didn't like take it seriously. And there's a difference between a hobby artist and somebody that's made a decision, and I still flicker between the two. I'm still always like, I don't know if I'm serious enough about this, So sometimes I look at, and other people tell me this, it's like, well, look at how much you've done. And to me, my life seems so scattered that I don't feel like I've done anything. But when I, Google my name, for example, and some things come up that I've done before, and I'm like, okay, I have done stuff. But to me, it's never enough. It's never enough. I'll never be satisfied. I'll never have that thing that I've done. It's like my painting teacher used to say, it's like, it's always the next painting. It's always the next painting. This one is good that I'm working on now, but it's the next one that's going to be the best one. So it's always the next project. It's always the next thing that is going to inspire you more and more. It's the process. So I think to get in the process of doing things, even if you're not a creative per se, like, you're not like traditionally creative, like you're not painting or making music or film or anything like that. Maybe you're making food, maybe you're building buildings, but you still have a creative mind that solves problems. Sometimes I think like I would be much better if I was solving problems, like certain problems, and art is certain in a certain way is solving problems, but those problems are, maybe they're not so like much physical, but more like mental or psychological, or they just give you something. The art, when you see some art, it gives you something. If it's really good, if it's done genuinely, not for fame, not for recognition, not for, it's just like purely from the wanting to do something good, it always affects you. So it's like, it is problem solving. It is bringing inspiration to people. It is bringing something new, even if it has a bad effect on people and they hate it. Maybe they needed to see it in order to get that reaction, because we always see a reflection in the world of ourselves. If we see something bad, it means that's something bad in ourselves. If we see something good and pay attention to what's good, then that's the good in ourselves. So I don't know, even when I'm making these videos, I'm like, what do I want to say? What do I want to create? I want to create something good, I want people to be inspired. I want people to feel good about themselves. So that's why I always encourage people and say that you are doing great, because you are. Because we all could be doing better. We all feel like, what I'm doing is not enough. I don't know. I could be wrong, but maybe other people feel different. And if you do, let me know. But I feel like there's always more that I can give, more that I can do. And maybe that's not such a good thing, but maybe that's not such a bad thing either. Maybe it's just how I've been constructed, before coming to this earth. And I don't know, a lot of the time lately I've been spending alone and just kind of contemplating, and just recently I've like opened up to other people and started trying to create something together. And it's really a nice feeling to have like companions that help you along the way, so it's good to open up. And sometimes that vulnerability that you have as an artist is what's needed for other people to react, to get triggered, to notice, because they notice something inside of themselves, but they think it's you, so you're just a reflector. So when you say certain things and when you talk certain things, maybe you're talking complete gibberish. Like, I don't know, sometimes I'm like writing stuff and I I can't think of writing stuff, I just have to write, and whatever comes out, comes out. So, um, and sometimes I'll look back at it and I'm like, how did I think of it? And when I look at the lines that I wrote that are like, that have been very well thought through, I'm always like, that's not such a good line. Like, it just jumps out of like the context. It's better when it's just flowing, it's better when it's just rolling off the tip of your thought tongue, when it's spontaneous, when it's like, and yeah, I've heard other artists talking about it as well, when, you know, you try to pre-plan it, you try to think it through, you try to somehow create it, and it doesn't happen. But when you just let go, all of a sudden, and you have to go through these waves of being unsure of whether what you're writing is any good, you know. So even if you're speaking gibberish to people, like, it still taps into their some kind of sense that maybe if they look at you and they think, oh, that's nonsense, that's gibberish, you know, they are seeing that part of themselves, that they have also, that wants to do that, you know, that wants to kind of spit out whatever is inside without thinking, you know, because we're all thinking so much, and we're not doing things out of instinct as much as we could be doing, you know. And I think artists are um, mainly doing things out of instinct. So because when you meet artists, you see that it looks like they're looking at you with pure, like, heart. They don't have like a mask, you know, especially if you find somebody working, you know, if you catch them working, you know, it's just like there's no layer between you and their soul, you know, and you're talking to their soul. Like, that's how it feels like to me, you know. That's how it feels like when, and it also depends on what kind of art they're making, you know. It's it could be different, you know. It could all be, I could be talking nonsense here as well, but I don't know, like, I've watched a few videos recently about artists, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm an artist. I should talk about art more, you know, because I'm not saying that I am like that, but I'm saying that I see other people that are seem to me like genuine human beings. I see them and I'm like, wow, he's really pure, or she's really pure, you know. So appreciate the artists around you. It's not necessarily about buying their stuff, it's just about like having, like, if you want to buy their stuff, that's even better, but it's just appreciating them, that they exist, because they will keep creating, you know. They will keep creating, and you can help them create, you know. You can be a part of that creation too. So anyway, that's the message for today. I wanted to say that you're doing great. Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on being you. It doesn't matter how many people support your work, whether it's creative work or just work that you're doing on yourself. I see you. You know where I'm at. Thank you for coming to this channel. Good things are coming. Good things are around the corner. And I hope you're enjoying this cold season. If it's cold where you are, if it's warm where you are, you're lucky. Um, yeah, much love. Thank you for coming here, and have a great day, morning, evening, nighttime. And yeah, hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Much love and peace.